Yo, this is Jammer. You're now locked into Media Spotlight. You know what it is. LOTM business. Bang.
We're here with one of the pioneers of one of the biggest UK rap battle scenes, and if you turn down a clash, you have to deal with this guy. It's boy better knows Jammer. How's it going?
Well gone, man. You're right, brother.
Yeah, man. Man's cool, man. I'm happy to be here representing LOTM5 right now.
Yes.
It's here for its 5th edition.
Yep.
So for those of our audience that don't really know about it, tell us a little brief history into it and how you got to here and now.
LOTM5 is a battle series that started over 10 years ago now. It's where MCs come together and battle against each other and showcase their talent and show who's the better MC for that tense moment of 15 to 20 minutes or half an hour, however long it lasts. It was born, the birth of LOTM5 was when I organised the Kano and Wiley clash. And Wiley accepted, and we just went straight into the dungeon and recorded it. And obviously, because at that time they was the two, you know, most innovational MCs at that time, for the spitter, for the barrage, you know what I mean? So having that clash happen, everybody turned around and was like, yeah, I'm ready to do that as well, do you know what I mean? And then it sparked a whole spiral of, you know, other MCs wanting to get involved and do it. So there was a birth of it. And, you know, on the journey of like looking at now and knowing that we've got all these MCs today now, you know, what didn't exist in those days, what have grown up on our music and, you know, followed us all the way through to now, and are now, you know, growing up watching the DVD and now are on it, actually showcasing their talent and living their dream, or, you know, following through what they wanted to do. So it's kind of a good to see the full cycle of things like that, because that means a lot to me and, you know, my other artists and colleagues that I work with that have done this graft, because it means that it was worth it, you know what I mean? You know, we got people like Max, he's just been signed to Sony, he's doing big things for himself, you know what I'm saying? These are progressions that of you know, young people, you know, from urban backgrounds coming out and, you know, expressing themselves and, you know, making a career and grafting a life out for themselves. So that's what I take out of it. That's the most important thing for me, because sometimes when people are, you know, when someone does something and they're good at what they do and they're really talented, and the people that they respect, which are talented and do what they're trying to do, if they don't acknowledge them and, you know, instill confidence into them, you know, you never know, these kids might just, you know, give up along the way, you know what I'm saying? So we've got to embrace them and make sure we have a place for them to do things. It's like back in the day when they stopped rebuilding the parks in the ends for the kids, then the kids didn't have nowhere to chill out and hang out. Even though they might be in the park, they might be smoking a bit of weed or whatever, but it's better than them just being up and down on the road and, you know, getting into other things and bits and bobs, you know. Sometimes a place for them to hang out, like the youth centre and all those things, it was important. So same as in the grime scene, you're doing music and there's a whole collective of people up and down the country doing something, but there's nowhere where they all get together and come together at one time and do something together as a unit. And it's always good to do something as a unit, you know what I mean?
Now, you got some big headliners in this edition. You got Lil Nasty versus Maxstar.
Yeah.
Your Big Shiz versus Blizzard.
Yeah.
Now, they are heavy contenders in my eyes.
Yeah.
How do these clashes compare to previous years?
Yeah, the levels are high, man. It's like you can't really compare it to the time and era that Wiley and Kano was clashing, because everybody kind of was in studio, at my studio at that time, coming back and forth doing music. People was going on radio with each other and like, man, built up a little tension between them, so they might have had a little lyric here and there ready for them before they got to clash. So then when you know that there's a little situation going on, you might be able to like push towards getting a clash, you know what I'm saying? But as of now, it's like, you know, you got different situations. You got things where somebody like Grim Sickers and Grimmy wanted to clash because they got similar names and they're both from the same kind of background and community. Then you got, you know, you got Maxstar and Little Nasty had a little thing going on back and forth over years, and it didn't end up really happening. And then, you know, Maxstar's turned around and said, you know what, let's make it happen. And Little Nasty's like, all right, cool, let's make it happen. It's one of those things. And the Blizzard and Shiz was a kind of thing like I wanted Shiz to be on it because I wanted to showcase his talent, and I knew that Blizzard, a lot of people kept on hitting me up about him, and I knew that he was big in his scene. So I thought they do kind of similar stuff, and you know they got the same angle. I think it would be good to see them coming head to head. So yeah, that's the way I was looking at it, man.
Nice. Now, interesting question I'm going to bring to you. Is it harder to bring in artists that have record deals to do clashes now? Because obviously, and do you feel that the artists would be misrepresented, especially if the general public see them in a commercial light, or do you think it brings balance?
Me personally, like I said, the work that I've been trying to do from the start, and I've been trying to say to people, the buzz that Lord of the Mics brings for an artist and individually, and you know the amount of traffic and hits they get on the video, and the amount of interest that comes. And you know, when you do a clash, the amount of talking points there are, because we don't announce a winner, and everybody's always talking about who do you reckon won, and the amount of awareness that it brings. No matter if you're doing a major label deal and you're putting out tunes on that side of the market, you will still need to be relevant to the cool kids. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, the cool kids love Lord of the Mic. So if you're doing a campaign and you're covering that side of the market, you also need to do something to cover that whole side of the market. So instead of labels not wanting their artists to do it now, they're actually realizing, management are realizing it's good for their artists to do this. If you have got a deal, even like Max has got a deal signed, Shiz has got a deal, Blizzard's in the middle of sorting out a deal, do you know what I'm saying? So I know that these artists understand the power of the brand now, understand what it's about, because with a deal or no deal, you could always get dropped tomorrow if you don't sell enough records on that deal. Do you know what I'm saying? So with doing this, that don't drop. Do you know what I'm saying? That credibility that you get is there for life. It's on your CV. You represent it. You done Lord of the Mics. You as a heavyweight, you're up there. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's something that every MC, you know, should have on their CV.